Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. It's Fly Eagles Fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, my dude, Kick Dig back here, and welcome to this special edition of the Philly Shakedown podcast. It was supposed to be the post game, but it's a few days late. So it's going to be a post game preview of what is to come. Joey, what is going on, my man?
Not much, man. It's been a couple days. Yeah, yesterday was my fault, so I do apologize to everybody. I wasn't feeling too great. So we're coming off a win. Wild card weekend is done with, and the Eagles pull it off, and we knew they would pull it off. And we had some questions about the game itself, but you come out with a win. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's right. Especially this in the playoffs. Yeah. Nuclear Taco, what's going on? Webfoot, Donnie, Trey, Neil. Nuclear Taco says Morrow is a good pick. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Neil, Ryan, Make Money, No Friends. Barbie, the princess of YouTube. The princess is here. Paul George, what's going on? Jay Tyler. Thank you guys for being here. Aaron, 3,300, the biggest. Patriot 1776, Sean Davis, my man, Marcus, Jair. Thank you, everybody. Anybody I missed, let me apologize. But thank you, everybody, for being here today. And I think we need to start this off with the breaking news. Breaking news. The Eagles have made a move, Joey. The Eagles sign, according to Mike Ruffalo. The Pound Eagles are signing a familiar face to their practice squad. Linebacker Nicholas, I missed another tackle, Morrow. Sources saying Morrow, who was with the Pound Bills most of the season, started 12 games for Philly last year and was the defensive signal caller. He returns as depth after the loss of Nakobe Dean. As you guys all know, Nakobe Dean, horrible injury. Just horrible for a guy that had such a great start or such a great breakout year. But Nicholas Morrow, I joke about him being missed tackles. I actually think it's a perfect signing. Guy kind of knows what you guys do. Can come in, was on a practice squad, gives you depth. And I think that's important. What you say, Joey?
Yeah, no, I mean, man, it was heartbreaking, man. I was actually really upset about it the other day. Like, just you win a game like this, and then you suffer the consequences of an injury like that. Like a year where like Dean is having the best year, and he gets hurt, man. Like the guy guys. I mean, it's a patellar tendon injury. It's a really bad. It's a bad knee injury. It's pretty much he's going to come back late next year. It's a 9-10 month injury. We'll be back here regular season, okay? So when you get these injuries in December, November, December, January, we pretty much say, well, they're probably not going to play much next year. So the Eagles have to be set at linebacker next year, and there's a lot of questions going into it. But this is definitely a big loss for the defense, and it just sucks, man. It's just you don't want to, especially him. Like he's been trying to get off the injuries the last few years. This is he's got one more year left on his contract, and it just sucks, man. It's horrible.
Yeah, it does. It's a horrible injury, and what a great year. What a tone setter he is. I think that at least he showed that he's the real deal. Hopefully he'll get recovered well, and we'll get him back next year at some point. And you got to love Nakobe. I also think there's an argument to be made that because of his injuries issues, I don't think you could afford to not sign Zach Bond, right? You got to sign him. And I think that's very important. Fugly Gang, thank you for super chat. He goes, hope you're all doing well. All love from Cali, man. Shout out to you, man, and right back at you. Sean Davis, my man, thank you so much for super chat, man. He goes, just sent you a message on X like 2 minutes ago. What's up, Joey?
What's up, John?
Yeah, I'll check it out as soon as I can. No doubt about it. Jacob McKay, thank you for super chat. Would you guys like to see a rotation between Trotter and Burks, or have Burks in more like last week? Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because the very next thing I was going to ask and talk about was what Vic Fangio said at his press conference. And here's what he said about Trotter. Then I'll get what you think, Joey. He says, Vic Fangio and Trotter Jr., we're not afraid to put him in there. Trot has got a good future, and the future may be now. He's got good instincts, really likes the game. He's smart. He has a lot of really good qualities. I don't know if Vic Fangio, especially being Vic Fangio, could give more praise to a guy, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, he's a sharp shooter, man. Like, he doesn't really hide from anything in these press conferences, so you always want to open your ears when you're listening. But yeah, I mean, he's seen more of him behind the scenes at practice and what he does than we've seen him. We've seen him, and if the Eagles have leads, he comes in for some plays. But this is his opportunity now, and Fangio did say, like, he thinks. He said Trotter's got a big future, and his future might start now, quote unquote. So that doesn't tell you he's ready. Yeah, no,
I would play him.
I'd play him over Burks in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Burks. I think that Trotter. I think you throw him in the fire. I don't think you have to necessarily just constantly have Trotter. I think those guys can rotate in and out, and I think that'll be fine. But it's going to be hard to replace the Kobe Dean. But I do think we got at least some options. In the past, when you lost a guy like that, especially at linebacker, it went to the drop off was insane. So it'll hurt us. There's no question. You can't not lose Nakobe Dean, and it doesn't hurt you. But I think the Eagles will be able to figure it out.
You missed the first super chat, by the way. Maverick.
I did.
Yeah.
Let me see. The first of the day.
Yeah.
Second.
Sorry, second.
Mav.
Yeah. Mav.
I'm sorry, Mav. I didn't see all the angry faces. It threw me off. Maverick Davis, are we gonna dog walk the Rams just like last time? Man, you would think that the Eagles are playing, on the road. And they're 14-point favorites. I just can't believe, man, I never watch ESPN, but, I'm home today, so I had it on, and you had, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp talking about basically the Eagles are in big trouble playing the Rams. I'm like, what? I think this is a great matchup for the Eagles, man.
I agree.
Guy's Way says, we have to work on getting younger talent. We have to build on Mitchell and DeJean. Now I really want a good young pass rusher in the draft. That would be sweet. That would definitely be sweet. There's no question about it. Fugly Gang, thank you for super chat. Did you watch the All-22 from the game? I haven't.
I haven't.
No, I have not yet. Probably tonight or tomorrow I will watch it. But let's talk a little bit about that game that took place. Obviously, great start for the Eagles to get a fumble right on the opening kickoff. I mean, you don't get a bigger gift than that. And then, you go in and you score. Hurts throws a nice touchdown. It was 8 seconds to throw the ball. It was more like 6. But, I thought that the Eagles, came out and really, if you looked at that game, especially the first half, they should have been up 28-0, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, a really good start, but I mean, then, Slay ended up getting up. I mean, the offense just got really stale. I mean, even after the Slay pick, they couldn't convert points after that. They ran Barkley at the wrong times. They went back to the screen passes. They looked like what they looked like before the bye week, really. They had Devontae Smith going out for blocks on the screen passes with Saquon Barkley. It was really ugly, man. It was, part of it is, I'm thinking, the quarterback's been out 3.5 weeks. The starters were out last week. And, and it was a short week for Hurts. But then I just looked at some tape on, I forgot the guy's name. I just lost it in my head. But there was tape being shown on a lot of the plays, and Green Bay was all over us. I mean, there was no creativity, there was no good play design. It was just very stale. Like I don't know why they were. I don't know why it looked that stale, to be honest, because they read everything that we did.
Yeah, I mean, I think the passing game, in general, as a whole, was not good in the first half. But they do what they do. They woke up when Green Bay scored. It kind of seemed like they were getting the momentum. The Eagles responded, and that's what they do. They do that so well. They got to have a better game plan in the passing. It's got to be better than that. You can't just keep doing the same things.
No,
I don't know. They said that was the first time in that game that Hurts had taken a snap under center that wasn't a play action in his career. That's a crazy statistic. Yeah, that's what they said in the game.
That's crazy.
I thought that was crazy. So they've got to be better in the passing game. There's no question about it.
Yeah, true.
This week, you're playing a team with a Super Bowl winning, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, great receivers. You got to be better than you were last week.
Yes, I believe it.
Christopher Darker, thank you for the super chat. More of the quote bad play was on the receivers not getting open. Joe, exactly right. We ran such a vanilla offense. I could have guarded AJ. Yeah, well, the couple shots, and I haven't watched the all 22, but the couple shots I seen was like everybody's trying to run 30 yards downfield. It's like nobody's short, nobody underneath. It doesn't make any sense to me.
The old playbook, like that's what it reminded me of. It's like, why are you like these long developing plays? Like, why are you going back to this? Like the short passing game, the Steelers game was the perfect example of that. I mean, AJ Brown's got 10 yards. I mean, Devontae Smith had a couple. The shortest passes they threw were those two to Devontae Smith. I think that was on the way for the Dallas Goedert touchdown. I think the two on the left side that were mid short to Devontae Smith, but realistically, middle of the field's wide open. Everyone's running up. Two of the best receivers running up the sidelines. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, barely anything in the middle. Just what are you going to do?
I think the one good thing I'll say about the Eagles, if you look at every time that the Eagles have had, let's say, a week where the offense didn't play up to par, and they got killed and lambasted on social media and on TV. They always respond with a big game, always. So I'm expecting monster game this week. But Matt Davis, I'm still pissed you weren't at the Rams game in SoFi, Philly. I know, man. You'll get over it one of these days, but that's all right. Rams or Commanders getting blown out. Going to be interesting.
Just imagine,
huh? But I'll tell you, man, this defense is for real because this defense, I mean, they held the Packers to 10 points, dude. They were stifling, dude. And I think that this is going to be this is why I think the Eagles go to Super Bowl, because that defense right there, man.
Yeah, they're the eighth. I think Green Bay is the eighth highest, I think scoring team in the NFL. Holding them to, and they average 27 points. I mean, 27 points, 27.1 points a game. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you see Nolan Smith. He broke record. Dude, he broke a franchise record. He had multiple sacks. He broke the record of having the only Eagle to have multiple sacks in a playoff.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Nolan Smith has become a player. All right. So we need two pass rushers. Boom. We got one in Nolan Smith. We need another premier guy.
They really do.
But man, Nolan Smith, I couldn't be prouder for him. These cats are nuts. Christopher, thank you for the super chat. We're running RPOs where the guard and center are pulling to leave Jalen unguarded and running to a 30-yard fade. Such stupid design. RPO needs fast pass. Sometimes it seems like a lot of their stuff, like with wide receiver screens. What about when they put Barkley in motion and
he's going to get the ball? Yes.
And it just takes so long to develop.
Slow.
I think, it's interesting though, because in this game, Green Bay scores, right? And I think it was a field goal. So it became a one possession game. And the Eagles hadn't done anything offensively. All of a sudden, they come out, they run some plays that you didn't see in a long, and they look great. They go right down the field and score. There was a 3rd and 4 where they ran, they faked Barkley, handing Barkley the ball to the right. Hurts rolled out to the left, hit Devontae Smith on a huge gain. Like I need more play action like that. And also when it's 3rd and 4, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. When it's 3rd and 4, do not take Barkley out of the game. It doesn't make sense taking your best threat out of the game, because you're just making the defense, their job a little easier, one less thing to worry about. I don't understand why they continue to take him out on 3rd down.
No, and I think there was like a 2nd and 12. They passed on 2nd and 12, and then they ran on 3rd and 12 with Barkley. I mean, I don't know. There was, when it comes to down and distance specific plays, like some of it was just, they had the fake tush like drop back pass. Like,
I love that.
I don't know.
You didn't like that? Oh, Joey, that was a great play. It's like that's what I need, creativity. He just missed the pass. I love that call.
It was open.
Wow.
It was open.
Oh, man, I love that call. I loved it because you knew you were going down to go right back and do the real one.
Yeah, I get it.
And can't stop you. It's like that. That's what we need more of. Things like that. Take advantage. I loved that play, man. I was like, man, that's great. Like I was thinking, though, who made that call? Was it? I think Big Dom made the call. I think it was his call.
Yeah.
Jacob and Kate, they were super Jacobs. Brian Johnson came back for a game to do the old effort and go deep.
Yeah, well, he couldn't throw. Well, we had no chance to even throw it deep at all. Didn't even have a chance to.
Yeah. Arrows, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on them bringing back Nicholas Morrow? You need a depth piece for somebody that, that could come in and actually go in and play right away if you need him to. So I think it's a great signing as a depth piece. That's it. He's not going to give you much else, but just in case. So I have no problem with it.
No.
But it is interesting. That's a second guy off Buffalo's practice squad that they've taken. So, what are they what info are they trying to learn about Buffalo just in case they meet them? Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Now, here's what I'm going to say that's going to be controversial to people. Some people. Jalen Hurts can win Super Bowls and will win Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts is a winner. And while everybody is killing him because he didn't have a good first half, which I fully admit, you saw why Jalen Hurts in the playoffs as a playoff quarterback is the kind of guy that you need. Because when we talked about Green Bay trying to catch up, cutting it to a one-score game, having all the momentum, Jalen Hurts didn't panic, didn't do anything. He just takes it to another level. I think he's mentally strong. I think that he gets better as the pressure increases, and he always finds a way, even when they're struggling offensively, to score and to move the ball when you need to. I believe he can win you a Super Bowl, especially when he does not turn the ball over. Now people don't like that. They want flashy. Herbert threw 3 interceptions the whole year. The entire game, they're talking about how great Herbert is and how, only 3 interceptions all year. Got those 4 interceptions in one game. You know what I mean? There's a difference between regular season and playoffs, in my opinion.
No, he hasn't turned the ball over. That's been really the big difference here. Like they're still glazing Herbert after even after he's not even in the playoffs anymore. You know what I mean? Like these other quarterbacks are not protecting the ball that well.
Yep.
So
Jalen needs to be strong from start to finish. Yeah, listen, got to be better. As the playoffs go on, you have to be better each week. If the Eagles end up beating the Rams and playing Detroit, the offense can't be playing the way it played.
No.
You won't survive. You have to be better. So, I'm not saying that there's not room for improvement. And I'm not saying that they don't have to be better. But what I'm saying is that I love the mental makeup of Hurts. I love that I can feel and sit back and watch a game and feel like in those moments, especially the playoffs, I know he's going to find a way to get it done.
Great. Yeah, I agree. Agreed.
Michael says, Hurts has progressed to me. He's not turning the ball over and putting a team in a bad situation. No more hero ball. I don't care if some call game manager. Dude is playing winning football. Agreed. I think I believe with my heart that Jalen can win Super Bowls. I can. And yeah, maybe he doesn't ever throw 40 touchdowns or is the most prolific passer in the league. But I think he's one of those guys that can go out in pressure situations and win you games. If you look at like the Manning brothers, Peyton Manning, best regular season quarterback probably in NFL history, put up humongous numbers, giant numbers, right? His brother never did. They have the same amount of Super Bowl rings because Eli was much better under pressure than Peyton Manning. He was much better playoff quarterback than Peyton Manning. And that's just facts.
Yeah, and you gotta say too, man. Like you have to get this passing game going right because this defense. There might be a game where the defense is going to have trouble. They're not going to take over the game for you, and they did. I thought they did a really good job of containing Josh Jacobs. I thought they didn't really create big running lane. I thought they only sacked him. They only sacked Jordan Love a couple times, but they got in his face. They messed with him a little bit. They got pressure on him, so they kept the pressure on. And I don't think Jordan Love had a good game. I don't even think he had a good game.
He stunk. I mean, when you throw turnovers, interceptions in the playoffs, like they're magnified by 10. I mean, if you don't turn over the ball, you got a chance to win. But I mean, he threw. What did he throw? Three interceptions. You just can't do that.
No.
Gotti's Way says, "Thank you for pointing out Justin Herbert's whack ass." Because I said the same thing. They do a trash quarterback that wins and give glory to the ones that's supposed to have done something, but by now, shaking my effing head. They do. Everybody likes the flashiness, but the truth of the matter is, I think, how many games in the playoffs, especially if you're playing teams in cold weather, outdoors, how many quarterbacks go out and get 350 yards, 5 touchdown passes? All those numbers seem to go down in the playoffs, especially outdoors. I think Hurts is built for the playoffs, man. No, I'm not saying he was perfect. He wasn't. He held the ball too long. There were mistakes that he made. There was a play where he's rolling out, and all he had to do is throw the ball out, and he slides. And he's like, why are you sliding 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Just throw the ball away and move on. So I'm not saying he's perfect, but to me, from what I notice of Hurts is that when the games get, the pressure goes up in a game, Jalen doesn't let up. He gets better, and a lot of other quarterbacks get worse.
Yeah, and look at some of the run designs too. Like, this guy just came back from I understand like you got to do specific plays, but let me tell you, like I didn't really like how they had some run designs with him in this game too. Like he just got back from concussion protocol, man. Like you can't let him use the weapons around you. I know he missed a curl route, he missed a dump off. He probably could have, I know he missed a few things, but what quarterback isn't ever since the 22 Super Bowl? I think everybody's really demanded excellence really since that high passing Super Bowl game that we had with our defense really failed miserably. And I think, if it's not Jalen Hurts, everyone gets a pass. When it's Jalen Hurts, especially within his own fan base where he's missing guys open, and it happens, man. Like it's going to happen sooner or later. Yeah. Like it happens throughout the year.
And here's some other things that we can think about. They're playing Green Bay twice. So Green Bay saw you once. They've kind of seen what you do, and when you play a team a second time, usually they play you better. Will that be the case with the Rams? I don't know. But, usually, that's the case. And the other thing I want to say is just because you had the passing game wasn't good this week does not mean that it's going to look exactly the same next week. How many times have we seen one week a team looks bad, the next week they look great? Think about 2017 playoffs with Nick Foles.
The Raiders game.
Play Atlanta, right? Well, you play Atlanta in the playoffs. He didn't play good at all. They barely won that game. And then the next week they play Minnesota championship, and they look like a completely different offense. So things can be just because they struggled this past week does not mean they're going to struggle this week. That's what
No,
I
I
think.
get it. No, I get it. Totally.
Taylor says he's a natural born leader. He wins. I agree. I totally agree. Fugly Gang, thank you for super chat. He goes, my all 22 analysis is Jalen was not the problem. Moore had bad pass concepts, and they were good. The O-line did not hold up. They played bad, especially Cam. Could not have given Jalen even 3 seconds to read. Yeah, I don't think the offensive line had their strongest game.
No, he whiffed on a couple. Like he missed like a block or two. Like he totally didn't see. Like he didn't pick up a blitz that was coming up the middle. Like why are you pitching? Why are you turning towards the protection? Like if they're I mean you got to make sure no one's coming up the middle, and they're letting guys on drop. I mean these are constant dropbacks. What do you think? They're not going to get to Jalen Hurts sooner or later? I mean you're not. I don't know.
Yeah,
gonna happen.
I hear. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. There was Super Chat goes. You're the best Eagles YouTuber 5. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Peter Riley, thank you for Super Chat. 500 Joey are the real goats. Thank you, man. You guys are very nice to us today. Thank you. Usually it's get a treadmill. Hey, fat ass, eat a salad.
No, that's one guy.
Justin, thank you for Super Chat goes. 500 is entertaining. That's why you're number one. Thank you, Justin. You're very kind, man. Thank you so much. That was the biggest concern with Moore coming into the season. He loves long developing plays. Yeah, and it just slow. They're slow to develop.
And and here's what I'm thinking, because then like during all this is happening, I'm like, dude, like, I feel like I'm having like when a Gannon moment. I'm having the moment where he had, Gannon between the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. He was, had this interview with or maybe, the tampering stuff that happened with the Arizona Cardinals. The defense played bad. I was having like the same thoughts where Kellen Moore had the interview with the Jags, the interview with the Saints, and like there's more on his mind, and he's not putting all his focus into this offense and why it's so. I can't help to think that.
Yeah. Well, are the Cowboys going to call for an interview with Kellen Moore? That would be funny. That would be funny. I don't want Kellen Moore to leave. I just don't want Jalen to have to change coordinators again. But at the same time, I mean, I don't look at him and go, oh, I'm so impressed with him either. You know what I mean? So, it is kind of what it is. David says, Jalen Hurts will have a better game. He was out a couple games, and we expected rust. Barkley put up 255 yards against the Rams. So they're going to jam the line and leave the one-on-ones for the receivers. I know. And the Eagles, they've got to draw up plays that take advantage of that.
And quick.
It's like, please. That is where you can really take advantage of the Rams. Philly Boy Floyd, he says, he is pretty clutch. When you need a drive, he delivers. That's all you can ask for a playoff quarterback. Yeah, I agree. But, when I look at this team, though, I mean, we know what their offense is. I think why I like this team to go to Super Bowl is the defense. I mean, I can't tell you how impressed with some of these guys on defense I am. I mean, you talked about Nolan Smith. What about Zach Bond, dude? I mean, has a great regular season year, comes out. I mean, he was awesome in this game, dude, versus the Packers. He was awesome. I think this defense is really, really good. And, I think that gives them a big advantage. I think they're the best defense in the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought Slade played really, really good. He had that pick on Jaden Reed, and that he like stride for stride with him downfield. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell got his first pick right at the end of the game in the postseason, which is great. So at least we got that. So as a group, I thought they did the defensive line, like, we talked about Nolan, like Jalen Carter was disruptive. They were actually calling some DT holds, which I was shocked over. They were actually calling a couple of them. Milton Williams had a great game. I mean, they did well, man. They did well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Jake what he ended up with running, but they shut him down. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they did a great job on him. And then Quinyon Mitchell, congratulations to him. He gets his first interception, which he deserves. So I think everything. Besides the Nakobe Dean injury, which definitely hurts, I think this defense is doing all right. And I'm sure they'll have those linebackers. I'm sure Trotter will be ready to go, man. You know.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Rams. Oh wait, I forgot to read that, didn't I? I'm sorry, I clicked on it. I forgot. David says, I literally heard the pundit say after the game, quote, if we don't count the interception Stafford threw in this game, he hasn't thrown one in a month. Hurts throws 1 in 6 months and he's terrible. I know. That's like that's what we call that. We call that, what's his face logic? I can't remember his name, so that's how dumb it is. Never mind. I move on. I would say that's Micah Parsons' logic. You know, if you don't have the scoreboard, then you know, we would be the best team in the league. If you didn't count the score, we kind of won that game. You know, it's like that. Philly the Rapture says Rams will play better, but LA has to come play the Philly with an undersized defensive line. Saquon is running for over 150, and don't be surprised if the Rams give up over 200 total yards. Pound bully ball. I like it. I mean, you got a West Coast team, got to come fly across the country. They got to play in cold weather. And even though they're playing on Sunday, they still get 1 day less to rest because they played on Monday night. And I think that Monday night is an advantage for the Eagles that they played on it. So, you know, I think they're saying it's going to be like 38 degrees at kickoff, something like that. All those things bode well for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, they got, I mean, you know, they get, I even watching the Rams Vikings game, I feel like the Vikings totally just threw in the towel, man. Like they really, that last game of the regular season going to the playoffs was like, I feel like it was the same situation where the Vikings had in 17 with Case Keenum. I feel like it's like the Case Keenum syndrome that they have, where they take a broken quarterback and they turn him into something for one good year, and then he comes out like a pumpkin in the playoffs. And you know, he turns into a pumpkin in the playoffs, and that's pretty much how it went. I mean, I wasn't really, I'm not really afraid of the Rams defense at all against this offense whatsoever. You know, if Jared Verse is a good player, you know, Braden Fisk is a good player in that D line, stuff like that, I think we could hold it. But, you know,
well, I mean, they
didn't
ran
look
all
good.
over them.
They didn't
the
look
last
good.
time, you know. I think we started that second half, didn't we? Start it with a handoff of like a 50-yard, like a 60-yard run or something. It was some giant touchdown on a run on like the first play of the second half. Like I just think this offensive line wears you out. And you know, you could have a great defensive line and stuff. How many times have we heard, well, this team's good against the run, this team's good against the run? It seems like everybody's good against the run until they play us. You know? Hey Philly, what do you mean are we not that bad? I don't know. Who knows? Just chalk it up as a Philly 500 moronic moment. You know what I mean? Just do that. Kellen Moore is telling our secrets. You think so? Johnson Davis Super Chat. Is there an afterlife? Yes.
Don't start him on
David Super Chat. They're gonna push the O-line around. I think the Eagles' offensive defensive line is a big advantage. And I think Stafford has to have Jalen Carr nightmares. Jalen Carr, every time he plays the Rams, he seems to like have really big games, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The Vikings line is not the Eagles both sides. No. The Vikings are who we thought they were. They're exact. I mean, do you imagine you're a 14-win team, man? You're out in the first round of playoffs.
I know.
As soon as that quarterback had to play big moment, dude, he totally collapsed.
Yeah.
Yep. SEMA, I mean, they looked like, really, truthfully, they just looked like, I mean, they had nothing. It looked like their season ended in Detroit. I think Detroit took their soul, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that team that played the Rams, if they won last week versus Detroit, they were the number 1 seed. You tell me we're not going to go up to Minnesota and beat the crap out of them? Wasn't close. Simo, David Super Chat, he goes, they didn't praise Jalen after Steelers game with his back against the wall and with the controversy. I knew it didn't matter how good he is. They never give us they never give full credit. And then they tried to make a big deal out of the whole book thing, right? They tried to make a big thing on that. Like they were saying, like, yeah, AJ Brown says he always has a book. I bet he didn't have the book. And they were basically saying he's a liar. And then people were showing pictures of him in other games where he has the book. It's like they're trying to start anything.
With him. I know.
Yeah, AJ Brown is upset. AJ Brown is so upset he's reading a book. AJ Brown is laughing and joking. Did you see that moment when Barkley ran and slid?
Yeah.
And then there's a video of Devontae and Devontae Smith is funny as hell.
He is.
But dude, AJ Brown didn't look upset. Oh, he was laughing and stuff. AJ Brown wants to win. Arrows Davis Super Chat. There's speculation that Mike Vrabel wants to bring AJ with him to the Patriots. What's your thoughts?
God, I saw that today.
Hey, I want a Ferrari, but I ain't getting one. So, I mean, it ain't gonna happen. Why would the Eagles trade him? No, I mean, that would be stupid because the Eagles sat there. Devontae Smith, especially, he took a lot less money than he could have got. And I think he did it in part so that the Eagles could also sign AJ Brown to an extension. There's no need to get rid of AJ Brown. AJ Brown shouldn't go nowhere. That would be criminal, in my opinion.
No, he's not even. I wouldn't even take the number. I wouldn't even take the number 1 overall pick for that. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this stuff with AJ Brown doesn't like Hurts. I don't believe any of it. And to be honest with you, even if they're not the best of friends, if something would have happened, go out and play football. Put it aside and go out and play football. I don't know. They don't seem to have a problem. They go out, and AJ Brown had another pretty good season. He would have had even bigger statistics if he wasn't hurt. So I don't know. I think they're always looking for something, especially with AJ Brown. Like, because he's a receiver, they want that diva part, the story to talk about. And I don't think it's there, dude.
No.
Michael says, I think our O-line will be too much for the Rams. I double or bracket cover Puka, though. He's ascending beyond Cup at this point and the big threat. And he had a pretty good game against us. If I remember, he did. He stood out, right? And then you got to worry about Williams is a decent running back, too. So, I mean, the Rams have a good offense. They have good weapons. I'm not gonna disrespect them or take anything from them. They got a quarterback who won a Super Bowl, so he's made for that kind of moment. So you're going to be ready to play. You got to be better than you were a week ago. But I like the setup. Fugly Gang, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I never doubted Jalen again after that all 22. He only had 4 bad plays. Everything else was not his fault. They just need time in the pocket and better calls. I agree with the calls. I mean, I agree. And thank you for that super chat. Elias says Higbee playing or being out with the injury will be big. He looked really good until he got hurt. The offense was not the same once he left. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be up with him, but he was having a great game.
That's the tight end, right?
Yeah. He had a great. He's playing great. I mean, they went to him early. He was making some big plays. Justin Davis super chat. He goes, do you have kids, Joey?
No, I do not. These questions are crazy today.
We've never really done Tuesday middle of the day.
Yeah.
Anonymous crab ragoon. Jalen is AJ's daughter's godfather. They are so close. Yeah, agree. I'm really telling you, man. I think 95% of all this stuff with AJ Brown going on since last year, I really believe it's like manufactured. Mm-hmm. I don't think AJ is some giant diva. I don't. I really don't.
No, I definitely don't. Mm-mm.
But I mean, we'll see. Let's see. AJ is here to stay. AJ's contract runs until 2029. What are we talking about? Yeah, there's rumors Vrabel wants to get. I don't know where it started, but I saw it too. People talking about it, that he would want to bring him to New England. There's no chance he's coming to New England, dude. No.
But what are you asking? Like, Like, what are you really asking? It was like what was it? What was the trade conversation? Like a second round pick in 25, like a second round pick or something like that?
What would they wanted to give up for AJ, you mean?
Yeah, the compensation. I literally read it. I think I
don't
have
remember what it was.
It was, it was. Here it is. Okay, Patriots receive AJ Brown. Eagles receive a second round pick in 25. That's it.
They're on drugs. They're on some crack-filled glizzies from Mark Holmes Barbecue. There ain't no chance. There's not. Listen, the Eagles should not be in the mode of letting players go. We're in the mode of keeping the guys we got and then adding to it. Crap, I don't know if I read that one and I clicked off. I keep doing it. Let me see here. Oh, shit. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the whole Washington going into Tampa and beating them? Do you think they have a chance versus Detroit?
I mean, against their defense, I think. I mean, it really depends on that pass defense in Washington. Because necessarily, I didn't think they looked good against the pass last week. Obviously, there was 2 controversial calls in that game. That the fumble, and I think there was a face mask that was blatantly like right there that they didn't see. But I think they, I don't think they don't have a chance. I think they have somewhat of a chance against Detroit. It's going to be a big test for them. But if they beat Detroit, that's big for them, man. That's going to be that's an NFC East matchup. I mean, that's going to be huge going into the NFC Championship game if that's going to be the case. I think they'll have a chance. I'll give them more respect if they beat them. Do you
think that Washington will be in the game in the fourth quarter? Like, do you think we'll go into the fourth quarter of that Detroit Lions Commanders game with Washington still having a chance to win?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in my stream last night that think Washington's going to upset them, going to beat them, which I'm going to be the biggest Commanders fan because I would love the NFC Championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Philly,
100%.
Arrows, thank you for Super Chat. How much do you think we should pay Bond? I don't know. I mean, what are the top 5 linebackers at that spot make? I would imagine you have to pay him in that range.
Yeah, I don't know what the market is.
I mean, the guy should be Defensive Player of the Year. So, it's crazy. So yeah, he's gonna get big money. Oh crap! I clicked on. I didn't read this one. I don't want to answer this, but I will now. What do you think of the lady that C word? What do you think of the Eagles? Oh, the Eagle fan that called the lady. I mean, it's a classless thing to do. I thought it was a classless, uncalled for thing by the dude. And I kind of think that the husband, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Like, why would you let a guy talk to your wife like that and not do anything about it? Like, and then record it? Like, I don't know. Something with the husband isn't right. But I mean, obviously, you that guy was classless, man. But now they blame all of us like we're all like that. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, they always take one person and
like all these other teams, you got like Niner games, people are getting stabbed. And then against the then the Eagles, you get one guy calling a woman that word, and it's like it's all of us. It's crazy. But don't you think the husband, like, I don't know, I mean, just sit there like that and let the guy keep doing it? Like, I don't know.
Wouldn't be recording nothing.
That was weird to me. There's something about that. Like, obviously, the guy should never do that. I thought that was classless. But
yeah,
what is it?
He obviously
husband.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously posted online, so he knew what he was doing with it.
Yeah, like was he looking for that moment? It's just, I don't know, something about that rubs me the wrong way. Like, you talk to my wife like that, dude, we're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, and he just let the guy kept doing it. I'm just like, what? So I don't know. Philly 500 House of Mouse Club. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Joey, I thank you for the super chat. I just can't today. I
What
can't
does
do
that
it.
even? What does that mean?
I don't know. I just can't. They're talking about breast assistance, and I just can't do it today. Connor, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Jason Avant was saying how much the receivers were not open Sunday because of scheme issues. Tired of play calling being an issue with such a talented offense. It was. I think Jason Avant is exactly right. Exactly right. Leon Banks, you see what you started? No, man, you're all good. It's all good. Oh, man. They're talking about melons, dude, is what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
They had a big thing in my chat yesterday about it. So it's just like, oh, God. Here we go. If Washington could beat the Lions, that would be great. NFC Championship would be in Philly, and we owe them an ass whooping. I'll take that every day, twice on Sunday. Could you imagine Eagles Washington NFC Championship game in Philly? I love that. I mean, I love the Eagles' chances, but you have to admit Washington. If you look at them, since they beat the Eagles, they went on a roll, right? They're hot. They had things go their way. You go into Tampa Bay, you win that game. That's huge. If they went in and beat the Detroit Lions, the amount of momentum that they come in with to Philly, okay, a place that they play every year and a team that they know very well, Washington would have to feel good about their situation.
Oh yeah.
They would. It would be a hell of there'd be a hell of an NFC Championship game. I just don't know if they can beat Detroit, though.
We will see.
I got Philly 500 bashes. Kenny Pickett cancel Philly 500 pounds. That's all you have to do, buddy, is click off, and then and you don't have to hear me anymore. Christopher Darker, thank you for super chat. He goes, I was in the Jacob post game show and they were ripping Hurts. I said several times this wasn't on Hurts. Glad to see all the 22 confirmed what I said. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I can't. But I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I understand saying, okay, a guy didn't play good. I get that. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Okay, but how come a guy like Justin Herbert, it's like he just gets a pass? The guy threw 4 interceptions.
This is a one and done situation. This isn't the regular season anymore.
Right.
You do what team? Seriously, you think no mistakes are made in any of these playoff games? No mistakes are made. I don't get it, man. It's gonna change next week. It's gonna fully change.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Philly 416 any linebacker news signings. Yeah, we talked about this. I'll bring it up real quick again, but we talked about this at the beginning of the show. For those that are joining us late, the Eagles are signing familiar face to the practice squad linebacker Nicholas Morrow. Sources say Morrow, who was on the Bills most of the season on the practice squad, I guess, started 12 games with Philly last year and was the defensive signal caller. He returns as depth after Nakobe Dean's loss. Man, the one thing I'll say is, isn't it amazing he started 12 games for our defense last year? I mean,
it's crazy.
I mean, the difference between what you have at linebacker this year and a year ago is ridiculous. Dude.
I know, night and day.
But I mean, I don't think Morrow's that great.
No,
but he can come in and he can provide depth, and that's important.
Right.
You can't just go out and get somebody else who has to learn the system. You don't have time for that. You need somebody who has some sort of familiarity with what you got.
Right. Makes sense.
Last King says, even with Dotson's touchdown, the only reason he got free is because he shook the defensive back. Everyone else was covered. He did, and that touchdown, I give credit to the offensive line. It was 6 seconds, dude, with no illegal man downfield, no holding. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, I mean, at least giving like Dotson some trust on that was nice because you never like that's what you could take out of your back pocket. Like in these playoff games now, you could take some, I mean, obviously that wasn't out of the back pocket. That was an extended play. That was probably for somebody else. But I mean, this is you can always rely on him. Look what he did as like pretty much the number one against the Giants. I mean, just for him being a first round talent, playing against a really bad team, and look what he did in that game, 90 something yards on what six catches, whatever. So.
Right. No, exactly. And we got about 830 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like, make sure you subscribe, and just a quick reminder because people keep asking me. We do have a new line of Eagle stuff out. We got a sale for you buy 2 get free shipping. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. But definitely check that out. Let's see here. Tony says, how will the special teams, maybe because Trotter and Burks both play on special, I think they're going to have to play on special teams. I don't see how they cannot. Maybe bring somebody else up like Morrow and throw them out there. But at least one of them's got to be out there on special teams. Hey, listen, I hold my breath every time Cooper DeJean takes a punt.
Oh, God, he took a hit, yeah.
I hate that. Can we not get him? Can we take him off punts right now? Is there anybody else? I mean, why can't Isaiah Rodgers go out and do it? He's done it before. Let Rodgers.
Well, Dotson was the number 2. Well, Dotson did it in the last week of the Giants game. They put him there, so I don't know why they don't even use him if they're not throwing to him at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, if you lose him right now, that would be a brutal loss.
Yeah, no.
Morrow being a depth piece isn't bad at all. Yeah, being a depth piece isn't bad at all. I agree with you. Not to mention, if Washington makes the NFC Championship game, that would make Dallas the only one who hasn't in our division since the 2000s. Yeah, that's crazy. Listen, Jaden Daniels is 1 game away from tying Dak Prescott's career playoff victory record. He's played 1 game, won 1 game, and now he's halfway to beating Dak. Here's another one. Micah Parsons has 1 career sack in the playoffs.
And Nolan Smith's got 2.
Nolan Smith is already a more prolific sacker in the playoffs. Ain't that crazy? Now, do you think they're going to go after Deion Sanders? Do you think they want Deion Sanders?
They're going to get someone. So. They're going to get someone that they like and that they know personally. They don't try to get the best guy. Plus, they missed their window too on getting some of these interviews. So now they have to wait until after the playoffs to get these sloppy seconds, pretty much, on all these interviews now. So, it's going to be Moore. It's going to be Deion. I don't know, but it's going to be somebody that they know and they're close with, that has good relationships with them. So I don't know. Because realistically, the DC off Detroit's gonna probably get. I don't know. They're probably gonna get a job. I'm not sure. Joe Brady's probably gonna get a job. Obviously, Ben Johnson's gonna get a job. I'm trying to figure out who else is out there. I mean, I don't know.
I think Dallas is going to get a yes man. They want a yes man.
Yeah,
they do
of
not
course.
want to. Like I know that they're saying that they're interested in Deion. I would love them to get Deion Sanders because I think the drama and the chaos that would go in there with the personalities. Because when Deion wants a player or something and they don't want to go get it, I think he's going to let them know about it. And I think it would be just total drama, dude. It would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Jerry Jones couldn't deal with Jimmy Johnson. How's he going to deal with Deion personality? It's not going to happen. He's too jealous of everybody. Arrows, David Super Chat goes, Penn State superstar pass rusher Abdul Carter said his dreams is to play for the Bound Eagles. Yeah, for sure. Playing for the Eagles would definitely be a dream of mine. Oh, that's great. I mean, where is he projected, though? That's going to be the question. I mean, he'll probably be long gone before, right? I don't think. Will he last to 32? That's the question.
Yeah.
Herb, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, didn't we sign a fullback? What happened to him? What's his name again?
Blair. Kari Blazing Game.
Blazing Saddle something. Blazing Game.
He was in there in snaps. He was in there, but
he was active. Yeah, he was active. They don't use him for too much though. But I mean, the run game doesn't worry me.
No.
We're fine. I think Jerry Jones was asking for his opinion on coaches. K. Robinson says, well, it's easy to say that when you don't look at the entire offense. You all just think he should just throw it. That's what I love. That's what Love did, and you see what happened. Exactly. Turning the ball over, interceptions in the playoffs, it's a killer. It really is.
Yeah.
And Jalen so far has been really good with that. He's like the second best player in the draft. He'll be gone. Yeah. So that's that. But all these are so bummed about Nakobe. I know. I am too, man. It really sucks. And I thought Nakobe set the tone right away in that game, man. He made a play like the first couple snaps. I was like, damn, So I just think it sucks that he's gone. It is.
It's unfortunate.
It cracks me up when the Eagles fans talk about getting Abdul Carter. He's for sure not making it out of top 10. It would be nice though, but I hear you. Howie just confirmed that he's resigning Zach Bourne. Yeah, did you see that whole thing where he was talking, where like I guess Kelsey show or something? Did you see that? And how he's talking about Bourne, and at the end of it, he basically says like when we do his contract. So everybody's saying, oh, now he's going to sign him. So I hope he signs him. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they kind of have to now.
Yeah, exactly. 500, man. I just want this monkey off our back superpower. What do you mean? Like what? Just getting a Super Bowl? I mean, I don't know. I think the Eagles are gonna. I think they got a great matchup this week. I don't know what to make of the Detroit-Washington matchup because part of me thinks, I could see Detroit just going out there and just overwhelming Washington and just putting up a lot of points. But, Jaden Daniels has a way, man, especially being able to move and run. That gives Detroit a lot of problems. My hope for that game, of course, is Washington to win. But if they could just be in striking distance of winning that game going into the fourth quarter, I'll be happy. Believe it or not, I mean, I thought most of these games stunk this week.
Yeah, they did. No, I mean, I think the Washington Tampa game wasn't too bad.
The best one, right?
But I think it could be a high scoring game. The Washington Detroit game. It could be all offense. I mean, Jaden's moving really nicely. The RPOs are killing defenses. I mean, he's quick, knows when to run, knows when to pass.
Yep.
It's just they have two really good backs. They got good weapons. McLaurin is freaking amazing, man. He makes big plays.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but
it's true. Gotta give the respect. I get it.
Give them respect. They do. Yeah. Now we'll see. I mean, I don't think Tampa was as good as everybody thinks they were. So it doesn't surprise me on that level. But we'll see how they look versus Detroit. I mean, if I'm a Washington fan, I'm thinking like this: we aren't supposed to be here. We got a rookie quarterback. We're going to play the Detroit Lions. We're playing with house money. There's no pressure. Just go out and play, let loose. All the pressure's on Detroit. They're the number one seed. They're at home. They're a team that their city has never seen them win anything. All the pressure's on Detroit, and Washington. The one thing about Washington in that game is their defensive line is good. If they can get to Goff early, it'll be a good game. Because I'm telling you, when you hit Goff early and you throw him off, he's not the same guy the rest of the game.
Yeah, I believe it.
Eagles will blow out the Lambs. I like that. Hey, Warrior Rage, thank you for Super Chat. Goes Smitty 6 yards from all-time Eagles postseason leader. Really?
Huh?
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. He'll get that in the first throw. Do you think Kellen Moore was hiding the offense? I don't buy that. No, I don't. I just think it was poorly executed. It was a poorly developed plan. I thought that they had, and I thought they were late to adjust. The Eagles. It seems like when they decide that they want to do something, they just stick with it, whether it works or not. You know what I mean? Until they absolutely have to change up.
Yeah, it wasn't a dramatic. I mean, we didn't really have a dramatic change up. That was really the big problem. But
Yeah. Shark David Super Chat. He goes, Howie and Nick need to tell Kellen to get his effing head in the game. All 22 shows that the Packers shut our routes down. It's like they read our playbook. Yeah, and remember the Packers played us last time. So when you play a team twice, you got to know that team is going to know
Yep.
what you like to do a lot more, and you've got to make adjustments on that.
Yep.
Sometimes I think the Eagles and I think the coaches go, damn, you know what? We got Barkley, we got Devontae, we got this offensive line, we got AJ Brown. We're so talented. Who gives a shit if the other team knows what we like to do? They can't stop it. I really think they think that.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
No, because you're going to turn it into an ugly game. What do you think happened last year? The only reason why they got so far last year is because of the talent. That's how many ugly games did they win? They didn't have one game over 30 points last year because of that. And if you play generic like that, then a blueprint is going to be rebuilt in the playoffs where teams are going to know what the Eagles do. And if it's this generic, they're going to read it and we're going to pay the price for it. And I hope that doesn't happen. Shouldn't happen next week. So
agreed. Joel says Seth Joyner needs to be part of coaching staff. Oh, how I would love that.
He's great.
I would love that. Yeah, I love Seth Joyner. I think he's fantastic. He is. Would love the Kelly Green for Sunday. We think, yeah, I mean, I would like that. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's a Philly thing. Like Eagles win because they have elite quarterback and elite running back, number one defense, led by Vic Fangio. Eagles own the Rams. When the Eagles played the Lambs week 12, we blew them out 37-20. Yeah, that's true. You know what's funny, too, is, you're hearing all the talk about the Eagles offense, blah, 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 blah. Dude, they still scored. Should have scored 30 points. Like basically, you had a missed extra point, right? Mm-hmm. And then Barkley takes a knee. Barkley doesn't go down. He scores a touchdown. So all the complaining about how bad the offense is, and I'm fully admitting that the offense wasn't good, especially, for 3/4 of that game. But they still should have put 30 points, Joey.
And the thing why he did that too, obviously just to kill the clock and keep the offense on the field and obviously get the time wasted down. But part of it too is if he scores on that, then you got to put your defense on the field. And what if they got to kick off, get your defense on the field? What if someone gets injured? You know what I mean? I understand the whole thing, score the points. I get that. I mean, I don't care whether he should have just ran it. I was kind of upset. I was like, wait, why did he do that?
I wanted to go score, man. Go score.
Go get your postseason. Get your postseason.
I feel like we're always taking things away from Saquon.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we take away, probably about 14 touchdowns. We take away the record. We take away the final game at the end, the play at the end. It's funny, man.
Devontae Smith is funny though because he's like, "Yo, fuck what he said." He's like, "Screw what he said," because Nick came over and said, "So he's like, yeah, I'll screw what he said." You should run that shit.
I love Devontae. You gotta love him, no doubt about it. Well, Webfoot, thank you for super chat. Sorry that I missed this earlier. Pound, do it for Dean. We are built for this. Yes, we are, my friend. Yes, we are. I feel pretty good about playing the Rams. Not gonna lie.
I hope people didn't watch that game against the Vikings and got all scared. I felt like a lot of people thought maybe the Vikings were the better matchup. Maybe. I mean, but maybe. But look, dude, like you said this from the beginning. Like you said, maybe the second seed is the better road. Realistically, you could have home games throughout the playoffs. As much as I feel pretty good about them being on the road because I feel like they are focused on the road. They've been a very good road team. Road team this year. So, we'll see what happens. But the second seed I think it's working well in our favor. I think it's going to work really well in our favor.
Especially if Washington upsets Detroit. Wow, that's going to be crazy.
That's going to be a really violent game. It's going to be crazy.
I can tell you right now, if Washington upsets Detroit, nobody will pick the Eagles to win except for Eagle.
Oh yeah. They'll be.
I'm telling you, and everybody in the world will be rooting against the Eagles. which is just how we like it. Just how we like it. But I mean, we'll see. I will definitely be streaming that game. Mitchell Thompson, thank you for super chat. He goes, I hope the Rams load the box and then AJ Devontae can eat, and we can stop with this Jalen can't pass narrative that the media is pushing. I agree with you. I do too. You know, every time that this has happened this year, where they have spent a whole week talking about Jalen Hurts and the passing, the following game they respond with a great passing game. So I think we're in for a big game by Jalen.
Yeah, agreed.
Matt says, did you see Saquon was doing the guitar motion and AJ grabbed his arm, stopping him? Yeah, I saw it. I did. But it's going to be interesting, you know. What do you think about going on the AFC? Well, you know, like I said, the Chargers, Herbert, disappointing. You know, big moment, chokes again. The Denver game didn't surprise me.
No.
The Denver-Buffalo game didn't surprise me at all. I thought Baltimore looked really good. Although, you know, Pittsburgh, I mean, they lost, 3 or 4 in a row?
4 games, yeah.
Struggling. But I think Kansas City is going to beat the Texans, and I think they're going to beat them easily. And then I think that Baltimore
Buffalo,
match, I think is such an interesting game. Like, I think that's going to be a great game. And I don't know, man. I'm getting like I got a feeling Baltimore's going to beat them. I'm just.
You think that decides MVP or no? You think?
No. The playoffs aren't supposed to decide MVP, but I think that I just think with Derrick Henry running the ball, cold weather, like I just think Baltimore in a lot of ways, like the Eagles, I think are built to be a playoff team, and I think I kind of am getting like upset vibes a little bit,
maybe,
you know. I mean, we'll see, but I'm like, dude, that game's gonna be fun to watch. Ish, thank you for super chat. He goes, did you see that Matthew said the last time we're not gonna let them beat us twice? By the way, you and Joey don't like me, laughing my ass off, joking. Love you guys. Pause. Love you too, man.
Yeah,
of course
definitely,
we
man.
like you. Of course we do. I you know, I know the Rams played us once, just like the Packers. You know, and they see what we do, so they're going to make their adjustments, and we've got to make ours too. You know.
True.
Elias says, feel like Lamar has a chance this postseason. I do too. You know, especially with Derrick Henry. Like, I don't know. I think that regular season and postseason teams are, you know, different. Some teams aren't built for the postseason. I think Baltimore and the Eagles are built for the postseason.
Yeah.
You know, let's see. Eric says, I think Saquon enjoyed a lot of his time with the Giants, but the effing loves being Eagle. I know. He loves it, man. He's playing games that are important. Bonzology says Lamar equals choke. Well, I mean, that's been his flaw in the past. So, you know, if he goes out and does that again, you're right, that we'll choke. And he should get killed for that if he chokes it up. He should. I just like Herbert. Like, you know, I can't believe that people are talking about Hurts and then they just ignore what Herbert did. Darth Vader, thank you for the super chat. He goes, breaking news, Jordan Davis only played 12 snaps because he was exhausted from the long run out of the tunnel. Oh my God.
They didn't play him much. They kept what was out there. I think they want more. I think maybe Fangio's seeing that maybe they like him better as more of a run stuffer and just clogging the gap and letting these linebackers play downhill. And you know, I don't know if they feel as he hasn't really been the big pass rusher this year. Like last year, he was like, you know, first quarter of the season, he was like, whoa. We were like, damn, we weren't expecting to really see that at all. You know, but
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. Kate Robinson says Lamar had 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hurts had 131 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it, dude. Like this, this guy's just hated. Like everything he does.
Yeah. I think the best thing for him to do is just go win a Super Bowl. Just go win a Super Bowl. Let people talk and worry about how your passing numbers and did you get 4,000 yards, and while they all worry about that, go win games. That's what I say. It's the playoffs, man. To me, it's the playoffs, and I think the Eagles are built for the playoffs.
Oh yeah, because I saw the snap count too. Yeah, people are saying this is true. Yeah, he Bryce Huff only had one. Bryce Huff had one snap, dude. He had one
Yeah,
snap. Like, what's
yeah.
going on with this, dude? Like,
I just don't
really?
think they trust him, dude. I mean, I know that he was injured, but he didn't do much. He just hasn't done much. Buzzology says Washington Post headline: Commies beat off. Oh God. Davis could do some push away from the dinner table for sure, but he's a wall against the run. He is. Poor Justin. I love Jordan Davis. I like him. Antoine, thank you for the super chat. Very generous of you. Thanks so much. Hurts haters, please stop with the passing talk. He hasn't had to pass the ball around the yard, and we're still winning by 2 scores. He's a winner. Exactly. Take what the D is giving him, and he doesn't turn the ball over. He'll be fine. Agreed.
Yeah,
I
simple
agree.
as that.
Man, I can't wait for this game. I can't wait. I think we're going to get an NFC championship game of the Lions and the Eagles. And, I mean, that seems like that's been like building up all year. I think that game may be more like bigger than the Super Bowl. Like seriously, because I really believe the winner of that game would win the Super Bowl. Now watch Washington beat Detroit, and then it's like, that's that.
Either or.
But, yeah, either or. But I don't know, man. Is there anything else we want to talk about? We're over an hour in. I'm getting ready. I got to go get my one daughter from school. But anything else, man, before we get on out of here that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think that's it. I think we caught up with everything, and we're ready for the divisional round this weekend, and 3 p.m. Eastern. So we didn't know what time we're gonna get, so we got the early game, which is good. So I'm actually glad we got an early game.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out the preview video. Like, if you want to do like the preview show, like on either Saturday early or like
whatever you want. Yeah,
or Friday, because I'm gonna be streaming both those games. Although I think the worst game of the week is that Chiefs-Texans game. But I think that's the first game, so get that out of the way. But that Lions-Washington game is going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. We appreciate it so much. I think Shakedown, probably try to do it. Like, we'll figure out Friday or Saturday. And then Sunday, I think the games are fairly early, so I think we're okay doing it after, because I think that second game starts at 3:30 Eastern. I think that's
I thought it was 8. I thought it was 8 something. No, maybe.
No, I think it's earlier. I thought it was earlier. No, I'm not talking to you, baby. My cat sees me talking, and she's talking back. You hear her?
Yeah.
I'm not talking to her. She thinks I'm talking to her. Let me see here. So you got, it's 5. It is 5 on Saturday night. But Sunday, the Eagles are 3, and the Buffalo game is at 6:30 Eastern. So we could do it right after the post game, right after that, if you want. It wouldn't be too late
after the second game. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm ready, man. I'm ready for some playoff football. C. Tate Davis Super Chat. Shout out to all the Jalen Tebow believers. I'd never heard of Jalen Tebow. It's not even close to Tebow. Dude, all right. I
don't get it, dude.
To me, it's crazy. It's crazy. But all right. Jalen Tebow is going to tear it up this week. Jeez. Jalen Tebow. Man. If he's Tebow, then what is Dak Prescott? What is Herbert? What are all these guys that can't win a playoff game to save their lives? What is it? What are they? I mean, I don't know. The guy puts wins, man. They win. I don't know what else you want. I'll you know what? I'll ride with Jalen Hurts. I'll ride with him. I think when it's all said and done in his career, I believe he will have at least at the minimum 1 championship, if not 2. So I believe Hurts is going to prove a lot of people wrong. But time will tell. Time will tell.
It will tell.
But Jalen Tebow, that is it's funny, but I just don't get it. I don't get it, dude.
Just won a playoff game.
I
just
know.
won a playoff game.
To me, I look at it and go, man, they struggled that whole half, but man, when they needed to drive and you felt all the momentum change, he goes right down the field and scores. That's hard to do, man. Most quarterbacks can't do that. See, David Super Chat goes, Tebow won a playoff game. He won 1. Yeah. He won 1. Herb, David Super Chat, he goes, I think we could beat anybody but the Chiefs. I hope we play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's who I hope we play.
Yeah,
I think we can beat everybody. And I think we will beat everybody. But, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to get on out of here. Like I said, I got to get my daughter. So with that said, you guys have a great night, great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott!
Trying to
Trying to defend the C Lamb! Trying to defend the C Lamb! You tried to defend the C Lamb! You got to give it to C Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.